I don't. And this is a perfect song for the celebration that we're having today. I would say happy Thanksgiving, everybody. So now it's time for us to really understand the essence of this national prayers in Thanksgiving that Ghana will be celebrating every year on the 1st of July. Quite a number of you are not too, you don't clearly understand. What is the essence of Thanksgiving in general? Why should we be grateful for the things that we have or do? So I have seated with me international scholar expert, and he's also, resolutions. Conflict resolutions expert as well. He's in the person of Sheikh Ismail Mohammed. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome him. Hi, Sheikh.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Today, how are you observing the...
very fine.
Very fine.
Yeah, moving smoothly.
Moving smoothly.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So yes, he's going to help us really delve into the understanding or the essence of Thanksgiving. And then we'll be joined via Zoom, Reverend Dr. Francis Say, General Overseer of Foursquare Gospel Church, Ghana. Okay, so he's currently on Zoom. Good morning, Rev.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Please, how are you?
I'm also very well.
And happy
thanks
Thanksgiving.
for having me, and my apologies for not being able to come in person.
Oh, that's okay. Well understood. Well understood. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yeah, many happy returns, my sister.
Okay, all right. So I want to start with Sheikh in studio. Sheikh, first off, from your perspective, help us really understand, or from the perspective of being a Muslim, help us understand the essence of Thanksgiving in general.
All right. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. When we talk about Thanksgiving, human being by nature has been created intrinsically to show gratitude whenever something positive happens in our lives. Okay. So we always expect that when we do something to people or for people, we expect them to show appreciation.
Say, thank you. Yeah.
So naturally, we are created in that form or by that nature. And so the Quran says, وَلَئِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. If you show gratitude and appreciation, I will increase you in abundance. In that case, even amongst human beings, if I give you something and I see that you don't actually let me feel like what I've done for you is appreciative, or you don't see the value of what I've done for you, it will discourage me from doing something for you the next time. Right. Yeah, for instance, I've taken care of you from primary to secondary school, and you go around, let people feel like I've done nothing for you. Your results is now in, you want to go to the university. Do you think I'll get the courage to help you continue your education? It wouldn't come. So looking at Ghana as a nation, we've come far. Looking at before independence and during independence, we tried to practice democracy. Though a lot of people have lost their lives in the process. Yeah. But to the level where we find ourselves now, as compared to other states, you will have to give thanks to God for bringing us this far. Because if you cast your mind around, you see demonstrations everywhere. Yeah. People are killing. Currently in Togo, there is serious demonstrations against the heads of states. You go to some countries, there is coup d'etat here and there. You go to some countries, there is this suicide bombing, there is this killing, there is this. A lot of things are happening around us.
And in Ghana, we are enjoying.
And in Ghana, we are enjoying peace, we are enjoying harmony, we are enjoying love, compassion. You go to a house, you see a Christian here, a Muslim here, a traditionalist here, living together. You go to a school, everybody is mixed up. If you go to workplaces, people are mixed up. They don't care about what religion does, who actually belong, or where ethnically that somebody belongs to this ethnic group or this ethnic group. You see that though we may have some negatives here and there, but on a scale, you can realize that Ghana, we've come far. And so it is necessary for us to give thanks to God.
Reverend Say, can you hear me, please?
Can hear you very well and clear.
All right. So my question to you would be, as Christians, does God expect Christians to be appreciative or come back to say thank you, the way as humans we always expect that, when you do something for somebody, you have to say thank you?
I would say yes, God. It's an expectation from God, and Thanksgiving benefits us first and foremost. And from a Christian perspective, there's nothing we do that changes God. God is God, and He will always be God.
Right.
But if we would pause and reflect and look into our lives and our situations, and we can see that there's been something good in our lives, and knowing that God is the source of it, then it behoves on us to go back and say thank you. And we remember in the Gospels, Jesus healed some lepers.
Yeah.
Yes. And one returned and gave thanks, and he asked, where are the other 9? So God expects that we come back. And Thanksgiving is a reflection that we acknowledge God in our lives. Not to give thanks is not to acknowledge God in our lives. And as Sheikh rightly shared, if somebody takes care of you and you forget and not show gratitude, what you are saying is that I didn't need your help anyway. Whatever you did, that one is your own problem.
Yes.
But I did what I had to do, and it was probably I was able to convince you. That's why you were able to give me. So it is about me. But when we give thanks, we acknowledge that it is God, and that is important for us as a nation to acknowledge that yes, we have played a part in what we are enjoying now, but it is from God.
It is from God. Before I come back to Sheikh in studio, I want to ask you another question. Do you think, I mean, you pastor a huge number of persons or congregations. Definitely, you have personal interactions with them and all of that. Do you believe that as Ghanaians, or do you think that as Ghanaians, we are appreciative enough?
It depends on where we stand, and I'm sure if we listen more to radio, we would have less to appreciate.
I see.
Sheikh would agree with me on that.
Sheikh, do you agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you throw some more light?
The second bit is when we are hold in our present situation.
Okay.
But sometimes you just need to cross the road, and you would have an opportunity to thank God. You just need to cross to the neighboring countries, and you have an appreciation. You have a reason to thank God for what you have. You know of the story of somebody who was crying and that they didn't have shoes until they saw somebody who didn't have legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there will always be a need in our lives, and if our focus is on those needs, we will not be able to give thanks. But if we look global and look into our lives, and you can, most of the time is we have to look at the little things. You can lift your hand up.
Yeah.
And you do it without thinking.
Yeah.
Probably there's somebody who wished to lift up their hand that can't. There's somebody, you have your bowl of cake and you don't have fish. And somebody has a buffet set before him but doesn't have the appetite to eat.
That's true.
Yes, so when we look at these things and we travel outside, I mean, you go up in Europe, and in the winter you can see the weather. And here we have a good weather all year round. It is something to be appreciative, that you just can walk up. You go to some countries, there's no water, but people don't walk around at 8.
Yes, yeah.
But here in Ghana, you can walk till daybreak.
That's true.
So there is so much to be thankful of if we would just look and see. sometimes Thanksgiving comes because now you are comparing, and either you are better off or you are worse off. But you look into your lives as well. And there is, look, we have churches in Nigeria, and before the election, we have our annual conference. That was a week before the elections. And the general overseer from Nigeria had to be here. And he was worried that he was coming a week in the elections. And and he walked in and he got to the airport, and there was nothing that shows that something
major was happening in Ghana.
Everything. And he was saying that, hey, if it was one coming from 1 week, you dare not go anywhere.
Wow.
Yes. So we have our issues, but if you would compare,
we love our peace and we love ourselves one way or the other.
Yes, yes. And look at how the elections went. By Sunday morning, everything is settled.
Yeah.
So you can't place value on that. A policeman once said, peace is like the air. If you have it, you don't appreciate it until if you don't have oxygen, then you would see. And that is how peace is like.
That's true.
And that requires that we give thanks.
Definitely. Reverend, I have to come to Sheikh in studio, but I'll have to release you. So before you go, I want you to share your final submission on this one so we can release you to go, please. Okay.
I mean, let's focus on the peace we have. And we shouldn't take it for granted.
Yeah.
And as a people, we should do everything in our power to keep the peace we have. It's the best thing that we can ever have as a people.
That's true.
And with peace, every other thing can happen. Development, progress. Your wedding can happen when there is peace.
That's true.
If there's no peace, where are you going to have the wedding?
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let us hold and guard jealously, and it is a responsibility that every member of society and every group of society must cherish. Media and the faith, everybody. So let's cherish and hold the peace that we enjoy. God richly bless all of you.
Amen. God bless you.
Enjoy your day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And so we were joined via Zoom. Reverend Dr. Francis Say, he's a general overseer of Four Square Gospel Church right here in Ghana. Sheikh, coming back to you now, when it comes to Islam, how does the Quran teach you to show appreciation?
Actually, when we come to the showing of appreciation, there are several ways. For instance, in the whole year, Muslims are expected to fast 30 days.
Yes.
In the month of Ramadan.
Yes.
To give glory, thanks, appreciation to God for whatever God has done for us.
Okay.
And when we finish, we should come out of our comfort zones, go to the fields. We have the mosque, but we abandon the mosque, go to the park, and then celebrate. Give thanks to God for seeing us through. Give thanks to God for where He has brought us. Give thanks to God for where the country has gotten to. So over there, we invite politicians, we invite the security personnel to also come and share light on the importance of keeping peace and comfort in our various societies. So Islam actually enshrined or make it a mandatory duty for every person.
For you, it's a must.
It's a must. That is why the religion is Islam, meaning peace.
Okay.
So we meet one another and we say salam, peace, alaikum unto you. So you cannot go and say peace or salam alaikum to somebody when there is friction, when there is disagreement, when there is misunderstanding. So Islam has also actually instituted people to actually make sure that whenever there is a sign of a conflict or whenever there is a sign of war or anything, these people must make sure that they try to quench that fire that can create misunderstanding, and that is what is the necessity of conflict resolution. Because when there is conflict, there wouldn't be peace. And when there is no peace, we cannot enjoy our daily activities or do whatever we want to do as a state. So it is a compulsory duty on every citizen, being it a Muslim or a Christian or traditionalist. So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, before he migrated from Mecca to Medina, there were two tribes, the Aus and the Hazraj. They have fought for more than 100 years. And so when they heard the message from Mecca, they invited Prophet Muhammad to come as a peacemaker who will come and end the conflict that they were having in Medina. And when he came, he invited all the groups. They sat down, drafted a constitution, and from that constitution, it make it compulsory for every member of Medina to ensure that there is peace in Medina. And so when you compare that to our constitution, we had coup d'etats over coup d'etats. So at a point in time, we sat down and said we needed a constitution. So 1992, we came together and drafted and accepted for ourselves the 1992 Constitution. And ever since we accepted the Constitution, it has guided our ways here and there, though there are challenges, but till now, we believe that it has been a successful one.
Beautiful one, Sheikh. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
All right.
It's been wonderful having you this morning. So I'll be speaking with Sheikh Ismail Muhammad. He's an international Islamic scholar and conflict resolution expert as well.